Hello and welcome to the Ashenheim Stadium, the home of Jamaica College. We're here for an evening of football. Two matches on offer, the first of which will see Tivoli Gardens and Chapelton Maroons facing off. Relatively cool conditions here in St. Andrew, and it is at 28 degrees Celsius, wind going at 11 kilometers per hour, humidity at 63%, and I can tell you that that will drop throughout the remainder of the evening. It was a little bit cloudy earlier on. In fact, there was a threat of rain earlier, but that has evaporated, and we're looking forward to clear skies over this football game. Just to recap what has taken place so far in match week 15 of the Jamaica Premier League. Dunbeholden with a 4-2 victory over Falkland, Humberline 2-1 over Malines United, and the Gardens with a 2-1 victory over Portmore United. It was 0-0 between Mount Pleasant and Harbourview, while Woodhouse got by Montego Bay United by 3-0. So let's take a look at the standings now. Mount Pleasant a little bit stalled at the top, but they're still clear. 32 points to ahead of Arnett Gardens. Of course, they have closed the gap with victory over Portmore United yesterday. Humberline in third spot on 27 points. Cavalier could actually jump to 29 points with victory a little bit later on. Harbourview, Dunbeholden, they round out the top six. Falkland and Chapelton Maroons, they are the bottom two at the moment. They still have some work to do to get out of the relegation zone. Now let's hear from the coaching staff now, starting with Chapelton Maroons and their head coach, Clovis Deira.
Clovis, this will be your third match in charge of the Chapelton Maroons. 2 1-0 defeats leading into this one. How happy are you with what you have seen at Chapelton?
First of all, say for the fans, Jamaican fans, say hello. Mainly for the Chapelton Maroons supporter. And of course, I'm not happy with those results. But I feel happy and proud with the work that we haven't done. Of course, as I have been saying many times, football coach is not a magician. You need time to work. When I came here, I knew the situation. I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you that the situation, it was not very well. Besides of that, we have lost 6 points outside of the field. That make you, but still we're not gonna give up. The things getting better and better and better. And hopefully today, again against Tivoli team, that's a very strong team. I know the coach used to be my player, very smart, very intelligent, very good player, and I'm sure he's a very good coach. But we're gonna try to do our best, if it's possible, to get a positive result.
Obviously, there have been a lot of changes in the team before you took over and since. Do you think that the team now is buying into your strategy? Are they playing like a unit, hence being able to gain points?
Has been more understanding our idea, our tactical system, our strategy, that's very important. And as I said, I'm optimistic. For this game, for sure, they are understand much better.
Our player to watch is a youngster coming from St. Lucia, former national youth player for there, was actually third in the goal scoring chart in the St. Lucia League with 8 goals to his name last season, and he's hoping to make an impact in the Jamaica Premier League. Where's the number 10 for Chapelton Maroons? And he is going to be influential, you'll think, in this matchup with Tivoli Gardens. Now let's hear from Dwayne Blake. He's the assistant coach of Tivoli Gardens as the team looks ahead to this matchup with Chapelton.
Dwayne, Tivoli had such a beautiful January, 3 consecutive wins in the month. February not starting out the way you would have planned. Why is that?
As I said before, is that we are not finishing the chance when we get them, and that's something we keep working on from all week, all month. So hopefully today that change a lot.
On a good note as well, 4 out of the last 6 games have been clean sheets. So defensively, Tivoli looking a lot better than the start of the season.
Yeah, definitely. Because we look at the stats, we conceive 16 goals, scoring 15. So we talk to the defender and let them know that, listen, we are doing a good job at the back. Now it's our centre forward and midfielder to just turn up and even score one and let us defend that one.
You mentioned 16 goals conceded and 13 of those in the first part of the season. So those 3 goals conceded in your last 6 games, that's a real turnaround for you.
A very good turnaround, including when it carrying look at CJ, the defender with Penny Cook. You know, it's been a massive turnaround, and it's work in progress. As I say, we just have to continue to work hard though. Save.
Match week 2, you met the Chapelton Maroons, you gave them 3-0. It was a comfortable victory. Do you see anything changing today, or you think it will be just the same?
Well, no, I wouldn't say just the same. You know, they are different team. Saw them against Harborview, and we saw them against Falk and Falmouth. They play very well, especially second half. I know first half we have to give them capital on the chance. They give away a lot of chance in the first half, but second half they play defensive compact. Taylor, who would expect to carry the ball up the midfield for them once we have to close him down very quickly. And don't give them room to play because they have players maybe can turn up. They may not score in goal, but you don't know what can happen to them. So we have to just close them down and not give them any chance today.
Nakil Wright is our player to watch, yet one of those young players in the Jamaica Premier League hoping to make more of an impact. Just the 1 goal to his name so far, scored a couple of weekends ago, and converted to a striker role, having played most of his young career in the middle of the park. Let's see what he has to offer this afternoon for Tivoli Gardens against Chapelton Maroons. We'll take a short break. When we return, we'll take a look at the starting lineups and the teams will walk out. Stay with us. Hello and welcome to the Ashenheim Stadium here, the home of Jamaica College, as we anticipate the first game of the doubleheader here on this Monday evening. Chapelton Maroons going up against Tivoli Gardens. And the sun is out for the final time, bringing with it a little bit of heat, but it's relatively cool conditions here as Tivoli Gardens, they get ready to face off with this Chapelton team. The first time they met this season, Tivoli Gardens walked away with a 3-0 victory. And, well, Tivoli Gardens, they have been there or thereabouts around the playoff spot. Chapelton Maroons, though, they are in last position on the standings. Of course, they were deducted 6 points after they missed their game with Mount Pleasant a few match weeks ago. And of course, they would have lost that result as well. 3-0 in the boardroom. And they really have a hard task to try and move up the table and try and survive the league this season. And maybe want to give themselves another opportunity in the upcoming season. But again, that seems so far away. What they're looking at now is the 3 points, the immediate 3 points, if they can get it from Tivoli Gardens. Chris Taylor is with me inside the commentary box as the prodigal son returns from West Indies cricket, regional cricket duty. Back with a bang in predicting how this one will come out. Chris Taylor.
Yeah, difficult proposition for the Chapelton Maroons. As you said, they lost 3-0 the first time they faced this team, and they had a pretty good end to 2022 where they had 2 victories in pretty quick succession. And then, as you said, things went wonky for Lenny Hyde. Their New Year's match, a 5-0 loss, and it's just gone downhill since then. Unable to field a team. They have somewhat, it's a new look team, the Chapelton Maroons. But yeah, interested to see what Clovis Deira can bring in this TV game. 2 1-0 losses under his belt so far. But as he has said, he has seen a lot of improvement in the team, and let's see how much they're buying into his strategy of attacking football. They haven't been able to score yet under him, and that will be something that needs to change today if they're going to get any points.
Yeah, a lot of things need to change as we take a look at the officials with Daniel Parchment. The man in the middle, supported by Joshua Jackson and Rickton Archer. The fourth official is Stefan Dua.
Number 1 central referee in the island, Daniel Parchment. Very experienced, even at the CONCACAF level, has done Nations League and so on, and well received generally.
Well, let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Chapelton Maroons. Between the 6, Mikhail Harrison, the back 4 of Shane Watson, Ronaldo Christian, Osani Ricketts and Tajay Brown. In the middle of the park, Evan Taylor, Rashawn Rich, Kenelda Brown, Malik Stevens and Alex Gale behind the striker, Jaleel Evans.
They'll be playing with a 4-2-3-1. Only 3 goals they've scored so far this season, the Chapelton Maroons. Raheem Brown, who is no longer in the squad. And yeah, let's see what Evans can bring up top, the 18-year-old. And Malik Stevens behind him wears a number 21. No scorers in this lineup, and a much changed lineup and formation as well.
Tivoli Gardens starting lineup sees Nicholas Clark between the 6. In front of him, Keena Simpson, Odin Pennicook, Christopher Matthews and Alton Lewis. In the middle of the park, Anthony Nelson on the left, Justin Dunn on the right, Kevin Garnett and Howard Morris in the middle, and up front Nakil Wright alongside Wadiko Wellington.
Same team that we saw last week against Veer United. 4-4-2 is what they'll play. Tivoli Gardens, Wellington, who we've seen so long in the middle of the park, he's up front, coming off of a brace a couple of weeks ago. 19 in his Premier League career, and he was a leading goal scorer last season for them, Rodrigo Wellington. Nakil Wright, of course, our player to watch. 1 goal so far this season, scored 1 last season as well. And he is a new look up front for Tivoli Gardens too.
Well, we're on the way here at the Ashenheim Stadium, and Tivoli Gardens will be on the charge. Immediately they look for Justin Dunn over on the right-hand side. And you see that they really want to play with a level of urgency here. Let's see how Chapelton in turn will respond and how they'll defend the opening stages of this one. But yeah, Chapelton, they're in desperate times right now, and possibly a need for desperate measures against this Tivoli Gardens team, but they have to go about it with an ear of caution, I suppose, because they know that 3 points is a necessity, and they probably have to take it in stages. They'll probably look at the fixture list and may feel that Tivoli Gardens, because they are in 9th position thereabouts, that maybe they can pick up 3 points here.
Well, Chapelton haven't even scored a goal for 2023, as we see Clovis Deira, former technical director of the Reggae Boys, some years ago did carry the national under-17 team to the World Cup. That was back in, was it 1999 or 2001?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been
was the assistant coach to René Simoes for a while as well.
Yeah, we've been to so many World Cups, you know. Hard to keep track of them all, Chris Taylor. Long ball upfield, looking for Nakil Wright. And it's really interesting to see him making that transition from the middle of the park to that striker's role for Tivoli Gardens. You can remember the first time that we saw him, how he made an impact in the midfield area. Under Philip Williams at the time, it was.
Yeah, plays somewhat as an attacking midfielder most of the time. Good energy about him. Not sure if he's a natural finisher, but I'm sure Teddy Johnson is hoping that that will take place. He has been forced to make some changes as well. Jermaine Johnson, there he is, top player in his time. Jermaine Johnson, both in England and here for Tivoli Gardens as well.
He would have been impressed with the goal that he's actually scored, Nakil Wright. It was a peach of a shot right here at Jamaica College a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it was really impressive, that hit. But for Tivoli Gardens' sake, they wouldn't mind a few tap-ins if he gets more on the score sheet.
I'm sure. What they have been doing well over the course of 2023, Tivoli Gardens, is their defensive solidity. They have only conceded 3 goals in their last 6 games.
Wellington went down easily, too easily according to Daniel Parchment, as Chapelton tried to break now over on the right-hand side. Gale was forced to go back. And Wellington will get some attention now off the bench.
Leading goal scorer for them last season, Radico Wellington, had 7 goals and 2 assists. His best return, the top flight in Jamaica. Just 2 goals so far this season. A brace it was as well.
The Gardens will start again from the back, hoping to launch another assault soon. Trying to settle into a rhythm. Simpson with a handball there. Thought that he would probably get away with it. Ball over the top, looking for a right once more. On paper, Tivoli Gardens, they have some quality and they're hoping to have that be translated on the field of play, but it hasn't been that fluent for them this season. Keep in mind that Teddy Johnson is also a relatively young coach. A young coach in the league as well.
Was the assistant coach last season.
To Philip Williams, yeah.
Yeah, and Admiral Bailey as well. First year as head coach, and it does seem that one point like Tivoli had turned a new leaf there. 3 victories in a row in January. And then, yeah, injuries came and some players leaving as well. Young goalkeeper Francis migrating to the US. McCain out with injury.
Chapelton trying to come forward. The ball almost got through to Alex Gale, who was making a run from the middle of the park. And it just evaded him on that occasion. Keena Simpson now. There's Alex Gale. Again, just to point out that no player is on the score sheet for Chapelton Maroons this season. Just 3 goals to their name so far, and all of the goals to one player. That's Rohane Brown.
Who is not in the squad.
Who's not in the squad. He hasn't been involved in the squad for quite some time, actually.
Since Lenny Hyde left. In fact, there was a mass exodus after Lenny.
Well, here's a chance for Tivoli
departure.
Guns. They tried to make the clearance, and Wright couldn't quite capitalize. There, was always under pressure.
Yet to score for 2023. The Chapelton Maroons.
Well, here's an opportunity. Ball played out wide. Can he get a proper cross inside? Kenelda Brown. He floats it inside and easily handled in the end by Simpson to his goalkeeper, Nicholas Clark. Lovely ball out wide from Stevens. And here's an effort that's straight to the goalkeeper. That's coming from Kenelda Brown. So they are going through the gears. Chapelton won't qualify the shots as being potent, but still just a couple of opportunities being taken. And Tivoli Ganse, I suggest that they be careful here. They've given up the ball cheaply, although they get it cheaply in return as they try to come forward themselves. Simpson. Oh, nice ball inside. Can he get a shot off? This was a wild swing there, and he did evade it. Well, Tivoli Gardens again coming forward. Lovely ball played out wide. And the shot had to be, well, pushed away. Not quite parried away. But he did enough to keep it out, did Mikhail Harrison. But that was a good hit on the right-hand side.
Alton Lewis.
And Alton Lewis there, just showing his range.
Yeah, good strike.
Bit of swerve there that caught Mikhail Harrison off guard as well. So he decided to just play it safe. Lewis with the corner kick at the back post on the volley, completely missed. Still a chance here for Tivoli, and that was a push in his back. And Nakil Wright can't believe the call, because on his way down he handled the ball as well, which was what he was penalized for by Daniel Parchment, who I trust that he knows all the tricks from the Jamaican players in this league. Here's Wellington, sliding it forward, looking for the return, doesn't quite get it. Oh, but lovely play there, trying to get by a final defender, couldn't quite do so. And it goes the other way. Kenelda Brown. 2 were waiting inside the box.
Full of step overs there, Brown. Just trying to gain a little bit of space. He's seen a lot of the ball so far, Brown. Has had 1 strike on target already. The number 25, there he is. Probably one of those players that Tivoli Gardens will have to pay attention to. Looking busy early. Good energy about him. Talking to Clovis de Oliveira, just trying to find out when he came in, where they were at compared to now. And he thinks that there's been a lot of growth in terms of the play, that the players are buying into the strategy of the new coaching staff and management. And they are very positive that they can come out of this hole. It's a big gap to fill. What, some 11 points outside of safety? He did say in a previous interview that just one goal, one result can turn the season in their favor.
Apparently Malik Stevens got a yellow card. But to try and confirm exactly what for. Here's a chance for Chapelton. Ball played across Tivoli. In a hurry to clear. They don't clear too far though. Chapelton will try again to go forward through Watson. Watson's effort just wide of the mark. Well, ball played forward. Nakil Wright takes it in stride, flicks it back. A chance for Tivoli Gardens still. Wide of the mark. Done with the run inside the box there. Controlled it well as he took stride, but couldn't get the effort on target. Ronaldo Christian. Oh, he gives up possession. Done. Dean and Parchment having a word with Alex Gale.
Hey, Alex! Hey! Yeah, me make it up for you. Come over, man.
Yeah. That was infringement on the play from Gale. Free kick to Tivoli Gardens. Alton Lewis is behind this. He can be a very good provider of the football. And he lifts this one inside, but the header from right is over the top. Just a goal to his name so far. Taylor. Calm influence in the middle of the park with so many youngsters around him. Watson now. Gale. Tripped. Switching the play to Kenelda Brown. Touched inside. Stevens lost it. Simpson running away from pressure. Wellington slowing things down a bit. Sends it out wide. Chapelton with the majority of the possession. And Gale with the foul, but referee, well, Parchment just allowing play to continue. I guess he didn't see an infringement there from Gale. Here is Tivoli now. Simpson.
Hey, Mamu, same way. Mamu, same way. No job, no job.
Ball switched over to the right-hand side. Lewis didn't quite read the fly, did he? And it's going to be a throw to Chapelton. Very deep in their half. Gale. Did he beat the offside trap? No, he did not. Jalil Evans hasn't really been involved in the game so far for Chapelton Maroons. Ball over the top. Looking for Dunn. And doing enough on that occasion, Shane Watson. Needs to have played that earlier. He's in an offside position. Oh, they've given up possession cheaply here. And Chapelton, through Stevens, sending it to Gale, who had to go farther than he expected to retrieve. Gale's delivery is a good one. Oh, what a delivery inside the area. And that should have been buried there. It was the youngster, Jalil Evans, behind that one. Clear opportunity for Chapelton. And you can see why they haven't been scoring the goals this season. What a chance that was for Evans.
Lovely delivery into the area as well. Good pace on the cross, just needed to redirect it. Got it all wrong. Evans almost looked like it came off the shoulder, the back of his head in the end. Yeah, his timing of it was wrong, Evans. Did have a bit of space as well, so that would be concerning from a Tivoli perspective. That you'd have been allowed so much space, young Evans. I love the delivery by Alex Gale, though.
Yeah, it was wonderfully done. Picked him out to perfection inside the area. And the St. Lucian just couldn't convert. Here's Tivoli. Can they go in front? He's running, trying to get some more space and ran out of space in the end. Anthony Nelson coming over from his preferred position out wide on the left. Tivoli, they have to be careful at the back. They've given up possession on a couple of occasions in their own half. And that was cheaply given away as well. Hand of apology from Nicholas Clark, the custodian. The game has been pretty open so far, and this can still go either way. But Chapelton, with the opportunities, they could say that they're right in this contest, and it wouldn't be thought of as being impossible for them to get 3 points from today's encounter. Tivoli trying to go down on that left-hand side, and Simpson was cut down. Not sure what kind of bargaining tactic was going on over there from Tajay Brown. But he wasn't going to get away with that. Here's Simpson trying to play it again out wide. Here's Tivoli. Wellington. And here's a shot that's taken and parried wide of the mark. Rodrigo Wellington letting fly there, and Mickey Harrison putting his body behind it and doing enough. Had to reach forward and try and get that one. Wellington, or rather Harrison, denying Wellington on that occasion, and giving Tivoli Gardens a corner kick. Here's Lewis, and it's headed away, and it's gonna need some attention. There was a clash of heads there. Yeah, was just going for the header. So 24 minutes gone, and we're yet to see a goal. Chapelton with possibly the better opportunities there. As you see Howard Morris going off the field for a while after picking up that head injury. Should be okay though. Chapelton, again they win it in a dangerous area. Can they capitalize? This is Gale now on it. Gale with the shot that's well high. And he came in with some intent there, the Osani Ricketts. Tashi Brown was impeded from going forward. Gale picks it up. Shane Watson. Ugh. Christian. Jane Brown doing well there.
Actually, it did look like it came off the heel of Lewis in the end. Getting it right, the officials. Quite a hopeful pass there by Alex Gale, though. A lot of the Maroons players looking for the glory pass instead of just taking their time and doing it simple, giving up possession. Well,
does well to come away with it, and Simpson has the speed to get there, and it wasn't the best ball inside now, was it? Brown, though, with a horrible first touch, almost lost it to Wellington. Simpson on his right foot has right for company and was brought down in a dangerous position here, Chris Taylor.
Yeah, Rico Wellington will be loving this, his kind of area. Very good from the dead ball. Rico Wellington. That was definitely a foul on Simpson there. Clipping his right ankle, left ankle it seemed. But yeah, Wellington scored a couple penalties last season, a couple free kicks as well. Scored 2 so far this season.
He's going to be kicking into a slight breeze here, Wellington. But he does have the power to pierce that barrier, one would think.
Yeah, there's 2 goals coming in a brace against Mobile United.
Yeah, the wall just in front of the 18-yard line.
Good angle for him as well.
Oh, yeah.
As you can see there.
Has a lot of space to work with. Wellington's effort. That didn't miss by much. He was scrambling to his right, Mikhail Harrison. Got Chris Taylor moving inside the commentary box here.
Good
but in
pace
the
on
end,
the kick.
Slightly off target.
Yeah. Was always high. Didn't dip enough. Dipped way too late, but yeah, had Harrison concerned for just a moment.
Well, here's an opportunity for Chapelton. Brown goes to the turf. And they're trying their endeavor best for it not to cross the line for a corner, but it did. And Chapelton will have a corner.
Nicholas Clark sliding out of his box, trying to keep it in. Oh. I guess that was judged to be shoulder to shoulder. Pennycook almost looked like, I think there's an extension of the arm. I think that should have probably have been a foul. Tough challenge by the skipper Pennycook, known for his speed, Dean Pennycook. And you can just see how his right arm extended. Maybe looking to get away with that one into the Brown, who's caused some trouble for this Tivoli defense line so far in the first half an hour.
Shane Watson to deliver for Chapelton Maroons. He has, what, 5 players to aim for inside the area. Most of them at the back post. None of them could make a proper connection on it. It's another corner kick, though. Was he appealing for a handled ball there inside the box?
No, I think Garnett was saying that he headed it on to one of the Maroons players. See, Garnett there, get into the... Well, he might have a case there, actually. Did come off of Garnett initially.
Yeah, he actually came off Taylor.
Yeah, Taylor last.
And Taylor was the first one to hold his hand up in the air, saying that it's a corner.
Should have been a goal kick.
Let's see if they can ride this luck, Chapelton. They look to go ahead into this contest with a rare goal in the league. Still trying. Alice Gale heading it over. Where will that goal come from? That's such a huge issue
for
Clovis Deira. He has a couple of youngsters on the bench, mind you.
Good ones as well.
Talking about David Reed, talking about Mark Lewis as well. Reed from Glenmuir, Mark Lewis from William Knibb.
Yeah.
Prolific goal scorers in their own right, albeit at the lower levels, schoolboy football level, and in particular the DaCosta Cup, the rural area competition.
Mark Lewis has done it 2 seasons in a row. 19 goals this year, 15 last season.
Ball whipped inside. Oh, that's a wonderful ball. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Alex Gale. Oh, Alex Gale. Did he even get a touch on it? Well, De Oliveira had to take a seat there. Because how have they missed that opportunity, Chapelton Maroons?
Did say they have been creating a lot of opportunities in the last couple of weeks. But what they haven't been doing is finishing them. And there's another example.
He didn't get a touch, and to be fair, it bounced a little bit high over his thigh, and he was never in a position to really guide that one in.
Yeah, but didn't get the left foot around to cover it as well, even with that extra bounce. Had he covered it,
yeah,
it still would have come off the shin and gone goalwards, but he certainly made a mess of it. And I don't think even if it hadn't bounced that would have gone in. It would have sliced off his foot wide. Yeah.
Lewis, can he keep that one in play? Does enough. This one played in by Dunn for Wellington. It's wide of the mark. Well, big chances back to back. Wonderfully played inside.
Was it
by Justin Dunn?
It was Dunn, yeah. Dunn in the wide area. Nice cross. Wellington, yeah, didn't make the best connection either, Wellington. I'm wondering if he headed it back onto the set. No, it was all him. But yeah.
Should have headed it where the ball was coming from as well.
Yeah. He waited too long, so it actually looked like it also came off the shoulder. So a chance at either end. Let's bear in mind that the Maroons' last goal came on the 28th of December, 2022, against Mobay United. And it was that man, Raheem Brown, the only goal scorer they have had. And he's not in the squad.
That is insane to me. It really is. And we're past the midway point of this season.
This is what their 15th
setting
game.
It out wide. Oh, here's another opportunity for Chapelton. Can they capitalize on this one? Brown on it. He has Stevens up there. He plays it to Stevens, who was challenged all the time. And what has been awarded? I think it's a goal kick that has been awarded. Yep. But what an opportunity there. Brown playing it back for Stevens, who got the shot.
Not much in that.
And the shot
Great
flew
pass
over the
by
bar.
Brown yet again. Brown finding space on that right-hand side. He was late with the challenge, you know. He was late on the challenge on Stevens, but and let me tell you, Damian Parchment was in a good position as well. he doesn't think it was worthy of a penalty. But Stevens, yeah, did get off the shot and then was challenged. So there was no ball played. Was it Garnett who was making the challenge? Not sure. Matthews.
Well, we're going to see another angle of it.
Again, love to see Kenaldo Brown getting in these wide areas. Good pass. Takes a shot. And then he's brought out. That's a penalty.
Yeah.
That's a penalty. Doesn't play the ball at all. Takes out Stevens from the left leg. And, well, I'm not so sure I agree with Daniel Parchment there.
Surely if he was to have another look at it, he would have given it.
Smile on the face. Nobody challenging it, really. No, the Chapelton Maroon players.
To be fair, they are so low on confidence. I doubt they would challenge any call that goes against them, to be fair. So I wouldn't expect them to be up in arms.
Unless his argument is that the ball had already been kicked and,
No,
you know, out of play. I don't think that should have anything to do with it.
it's not a discretionary call, isn't it? I guess that's the question. If it is, that maybe it could have.
But it's very clear that he took out Stevens. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Didn't play the ball any at all.
So
was late.
do you use that as discretion? That okay, so the ball went.
The ball went, but he was always going to be under pressure, Stevens. No, yeah. So if you take that play away, probably it would have been a much more composed finish by Stevens. Who knows?
Well, here's an effort from long range. And
but from Matthews, I think he's very lucky.
I think so too, actually. I think he's really, really lucky.
That looked like a handball.
Well, nothing doing. Lewis on it, looking for Wellington.
It's a poor cross.
It was so poor, it was almost brilliant because the player was moving in one direction, had to readjust to make the clearance. And it's a corner kick in the end for Tivoli Gardens. I reckon that both teams not defensively astute, so the chances will be created. And Tivoli with a corner kick here that's easily repelled by Ronaldo Christian. Oh, that's a poor pass.
That's the thing with the Chapelton Maroons. They give away the ball so easily.
Here's Lewis. Lewis trying to get by Gale.
That's a foul.
Yeah. And Gale will go into the referee's book after having an early conversation with Daniel Parchment about his challenges. And that was pretty much the straw which brought the Camels back. Yellow card to Alex Gale. Tivoli Gardens with hopes of reaching the playoffs would look at this fixture as well and say that they need the 3 points from this. Facing the team at the foot of the table, you'd expect Tivoli Gardens to have the lofty ambitions of getting the 3 points from this game. Here's the delivery from Lewis. Here's a shot from outside the box. Poor attempt. Stevens. Oh dear. An apology from Malik Stevens. Tivoli Gardens looking to go forward. Wright was always running in traffic.
That was a mess at the back there by the Maroons again. And they give up a corner.
And these corners can be really dangerous, you know.
Shane Watson there not able to sort out his feet.
There's a delivery from Lewis. Sonny Ricketts doing enough.
Of course, Lewis coming over from Veer United, who we would have played against last week as well in that 0-0 draw for Tivoli. Last couple of seasons, well, he's been there a while. Alton Lewis from the days of Donovan Ducky. at Fear United.
Here's Tivoli once more. What can they do with this charge? Not a lot. They'll try again.
In fact, when he
Lewis
was at
keeps
Fear
it in
United.
play.
Yeah.
The middle of the park having some difficulty in going forward. Now let's see what they can do here. And just doing a little bit too much. Ball moving away from him, Anthony Nelson.
Yeah, that's a poor second touch. Good skill to find himself in some space. But then the touch after that, really poor. Took it way too far away from him. Former St. Andrew technical standout, Anthony Nelson.
Well, Tivoli again will try once more to pierce this Chapelton defense. Referee says play on, and they do play on. Oh, Lewis, he was asking for it, and in the end, almost didn't expect it from Nelson.
Yeah, it was a late decision by Nelson again. Lewis wanted it early, and Nelson decided to hesitate. And it almost threw off the rhythm of Lewis, who sees the funny side of things, but can't say that Tivoli are fluent at all.
No, Chapelton, they've got the clearer chances, you'd think, in the first 40 minutes of this game.
Well, certainly that chance for Gale should have done better. And yeah, Evans got one in the early moments, a header, which he probably should have put on target. But let's not forget Ronico Wellington's opportunity at the far post, where he should have hit the target as well.
Yeah.
So both teams not making the most of the opportunities, not hitting the target, and even forcing the keepers to make a save. Jermaine Johnson, a man who scored so many goals in his time, not happy with how Tivoli have been finishing the last couple of games. They lost 2-1 to Arnett Gardens, then the 0-0 draw last week with Veer United. And Veer certainly not the easiest team to break down. Only 8 goals conceded all season, Veer United. So, yeah. He has said, Jermaine Johnson, that Tivoli do create a lot of chances, and we've seen that. But no natural finishers, especially since the exit of Warner Brown, who's gone overseas on contract for additional opportunities. Was in the US initially, and now we're hearing that he's off to Europe. Warner Brown, who used to partner that man Anthony Nelson when he was at St. Andrew Technical.
Yep, had a good working relationship at Stats. But I always felt that he was one of the best finishers in the Manning Cup. Unfortunate that he had so many injuries during that time.
Suffered a broken leg, was it in his final season or something? It was broken something.
Well, I think it was his knee that was affected.
Dislocated.
2 minutes of stoppages to be played. But yeah, but as far as his matches to goals ratio, really very high.
Yeah.
And I reckon that if he had played more matches, he would have been considered prolific. And here's an opportunity for Howard Morris. Sends it out wide to Lewis. The flag stays down. Lewis needing help. And trying to go the hard route. But it took a deflection, apparently. It's going to be a corner kick to Tivoli. Corner kick, sent inside, headed away, headed further out by Evan Taylor. Ball played out wide. The flag stays down because Lewis is clearly onside, pulls it back. An opportunity now for Pennycook, and the shot coming in was a weak effort in the end. But the Chapelton defenders were screaming offside. Little did they know that Lewis was well onside. And the back line was at 6s and 7s there. In the end, the shot from Nelson was a weak one. But Tivoli Gardens closing the half strong. They're desperate to try and get one before the interval, but not a lot of time remaining. In fact, seconds. But Simpson gives it up. Evans trying to win it, plays it across to Gale. Where was he playing it to?
I'm not sure at all. It was a one-time pass by Gale, but should have taken a touch and then looked to go towards goal anyhow.
Well, that's the end of the first half. And both teams, they've had their chances. Both teams, they have been knocking, but they have been able to take the opportunities here. And 45 minutes have gone. And both teams, well, they have their motives to get the 3 points. Tivoli Gardens, they want to go into the playoff spots. And 3 points will help them on their journey as they are presently in 9th spot. Chapelton, they are at the foot of the table. And desperate times for the team from Clarendon. They'll be looking at this game and say, well, we need to get the 3 points here to move off the foot of the table. After 45 minutes, Chapelton 0, Tivoli Gardens 0.
Welcome back to the Ashenine Stadium on the grounds of Jamaica College. We're in Kingston, Jamaica. Jamaica Premier League action it is, powered by Digicel. After 45 minutes, the Chapelton Maroons 0, Tivoli Gardens 0. Let's have a look at the first half highlights. Daniel Parchment in charge of this one. Tivoli in their usual orange and black on the front foot. Alton Lewis, fresh from his transfer from Veer United with a strike and saved by Harrison. Tivoli would continue to come forward. They sit in 9th position in the table. Again, finding the ways into the box, but not able to hit the target on that occasion. Then Alex Gale with this beautiful delivery with the left foot found young Evans, the 18-year-old from St. Lucia, and he could put his header on target. the Chapelton Maroons number 10. Then Radico Wellington outside the area. Again, we know he's a good striker of the ball. Found that one on target and it was well saved. Then the free kick, which we've seen him score on a couple of occasions last season, just over the bar. This probably the best opportunity of the half. It fell to Alex Gale, and he just couldn't get his left foot around it enough. Awkward bounce as well. Clovis Deira thought that should have been a goal, and so did we. Then right after that, Radico Wellington, another opportunity, this towards the back post, known for his footwork, not necessarily his head work, and that one was just wide. Then into the area, I think this should have been a penalty. Malik Stevens with the opportunity, Matthews, who was late with the challenge, nothing doing, 0-0 after 45 minutes. So to the statistics, and 2 shots on target from 9 attempts from the Maroons, 3 on target from 10 for Tivoli Gardens, some 10 fouls between the two teams. It was a busy 45 minutes for Daniel Parchment. He showed 2 yellow cards as well, both to the Chapelton Maroons, and there was 1 offside. 5 corners for Tivoli Gardens, mostly from the boot of Alton Lewis, and they couldn't make any count. 5 saves between the two keepers, and the majority of the possession for Tivoli Gardens, but after 45 minutes we're locked at 0-0 here at the Ashenine Stadium. We go to a break. When we come back, second half action.
So, lots to look forward to in terms of the UEFA Champions League. On Tuesday, Liverpool will meet Real Madrid. Match time 3 p.m., 4 p.m. ECT, with a pre-game show 45 minutes earlier. On Wednesday at 3 p.m., 4 p.m. ECT, Inter Milan will do battle with Porto, and that's going to be live on Sportsmax 2. So 0-0 here at the Ashenheim Stadium. And Chapelton and Tivoli Gardens trading punches in the first half, but not quite landing the knockout blow. Both teams with different agendas as they head into the second half of the season. Let's see what they can do in the second half of this encounter. Chris Taylor is still with me, and we're moments away from the kickoff here. And just want to know your thoughts on the encounter overall heading into the second half, which begins now with Chapelton Maroons in the possession.
I think both camps will be disappointed with the first 45 minutes in terms of how they have played. The one thing that especially the Chapelton Maroons will have taken away is that they didn't concede in those 45 minutes. They've conceded so many goals this season. Even though since Clovis Deira has taken over, they have only conceded, what, 2 goals in 2 games, a goal in each. But yeah, gotten opportunities. Trying to gel. In 2023, last goal coming on the 28th of December, and today is the 20th of February.
Taylor. Trying to get Brown going over on that far side. The clearance not the most convincing. Stevens keeping it alive. Taylor. Ricketts across from Christian. Nice touch inside from Tajay Brown. Now Gale. Gale switching the plate. That's a good ball over the top. Brown giving chase. Has Lewis for company. Brown's ball is, well, should have been a much better one, but Taylor gathers.
Brown has decided to switch flanks, so he's gone onto the left-hand side now of the attack, looking to cut in. Kenaldo Brown.
Ricketts to Brown. That's Tajay Brown. Gale running into space here. His teammates reckoning that he should have let it go a long time, but here's an opportunity for Kenaldo Brown, and it was charged down. Goes behind for a corner kick.
Lovely pass by Alex Gale. He's another player who has switched over as well and come on to the right-hand side. It was a great pass, but the first touch by Kenaldo Brown wasn't the best. So, yeah, he was able to have been closed down quickly. Good move by Gale, though.
So opportunity for the Chapelton Maroons with Stevens going across to take this. Can they get a goal here? Stevens, heads go up, not clear properly. An opportunity that's just over the top. It's another big chance for the Chapelton Maroons.
Christian with a chance, the captain, Ronaldo Christian. up from centre back, and yeah, good connection just over the bar. Had that been a few inches lower, it would have scored. I don't think he would have been cleared off the line by Alton Lewis.
Tivoli with it. Morris going down, but they're trying to continue. Morris wins it back. Tivoli still. There's space over on the right-hand side for Lewis, who puts it across, looking for Wellington. And Ricketts was fuming at his teammates there. As I think he was saying that he allowed the pass to be made too easily on that occasion.
I think Alton Lewis was caught in two minds, whether to go for goal or look for the pass to Wellington, and it was kind of in between in the end. But the initial ball to find him was from Nakil Wright, and I think that's where Wright is very good, when he falls a bit deeper into that pocket, into that almost number 10 position. That's where I think he's best, Nakil Wright, not as an out-and-out striker.
Brown trying to thread the line. That's a wonderful ball. The St. Lucian is on it. Evans switching the play. Clearance made. Was that necessary? Well, Lewis made the clearance. Brown keeping his footing.
Got to react quicker there, though.
Ricketts striding forward, then plays it out wide to Gale, who miscontrols, but he'll still get it. Gale. Oh, nicely done. Getting a little bit more space, but the shot left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, not sure if it was a shot or a pass to the far post by Gale. Very left-sided. So left-sided, he's unwilling to use the right foot any at all, because had he taken that onto his right side, he would have had the goal at his mercy. He would have opened up the space for him. But yeah, bad technique to try and use the outside of the boot then to control that when the ball is going across your body. And again, it's broken down.
I think that should be worked on at the lower levels. Oh, that was a poor ball, wasn't it? Picked up by Stevens. Ball's tapped forward, looking for Evans. And there's miscommunication there, but Pennycook doing enough, just enough to shepherd that through to Nicholas Clark.
Well, Clark didn't look worried at all. So I guess they had their understanding.
I guess some people can say that he didn't look alert. But all's well that ends well for Tivoli Gardens on that occasion. Here's Stevens with some space to work with.
Bit surprised that Mark Lewis wasn't able to make it into the starting lineup, or even David Reed, who I think would have added a lot more versatility to their attack. But anyhow,
here's Tivoli again, trying to feed Wellington, who was making a run inside the box.
I'm sure we'll see them at some point.
You'd think so, right?
Yeah.
The flag is up for offside. Another easy call there. Morris. Simpson. Brown back there for Chapelton. Deciding to go around his opponent. Wasn't the best decision there. Simpson. Morris. Oh, that was poor from Garnett.
Tivoli are warming up a couple of players. We haven't seen any movement on the Maroon bench just yet.
Oh, nicely done by Tajay Brown.
Have looked better in this half, the Chapelton Maroons, certainly, especially in the midfield. So they're getting the ball out wide.
Well, do they have a goal to show for it now? It's with Evan Taylor, who scoops it to Brown. Brown goes down under the touch, looking for a call that was never going to be given by Daniel Parchment. Not in a million years.
Yeah, still like to play a little bit better. Tivoli Gardens still look like they're sleeping.
Well, can they get out of their slumber now? Simpson with the pass outside. There's the ball looking for Wellington.
Well defended. Couple positional changes by Clovis Deira. Both Gale and Anderson have switched flanks.
Too much into that from Garnett.
Tivoli wasted no time. That's Horatio Morgan in the number 6.
Yeah. Good spot there, Chris Taylor.
And Markland Burton, who, well, both have a goal to their name so far this season. Burton more recent than Morgan. That's Markland Burton. Comes on from Nikhil Wright, who hasn't done much, must be said. And Anthony Nelson, who was on the ball quite a bit in the first half, but a bit too wasteful. I think that's been the criticism of him. His work rate, very good. Horatio Morgan, remember, 2 seasons ago, scored the only hat-trick in the Premier League that year. I think he did end the season with those same 3 goals. Was out for the majority of last season.
But he's a wily player, you know. As you see Chapelton Maroons coming forward. Can they capitalize on this opportunity here? And some strong defending.
Yeah. I do like Ken Elder Brown, though. I think he's been one of the positive lights for the Maroons in those wide areas. Very skillful, pacey as well. Makes himself available very often. So he's a good outlet.
Bellowing instructions now, Clovis Deira. Whistle had gone by that time.
"68 years of age now, De Oliveira, so he's no young sprout. Been around a long time. Brazilian coach.
I think it's just interesting to just mold minds here as opposed to just picking up another paycheck.
Yeah. He's moved around the Caribbean as well. Did coach Trinidad and Tobago in 1992. In Tanzania, 1995 to 96 as well. And as we said, he did take the Jamaica under-17 team to the World Cup in 1999 before taking over the senior team in 2000-2001. What was unable to replicate his countryman Rene Simoes in taking the Jamaica Reggae Boys to the World Cup. Even though they made it through to the final 6 in 2002 of qualifying, they didn't go beyond.
Here's Mark and Burton touching this one inside. Morris trying to put that one through the middle for Morgan. It was overcooked.
Was the assistant coach in 2004 as well for the Brazilian female team.
Both teams are a little bit off color now. Still no movement from the Chapelton Maroons bench. Wellington keeps it, makes his way inside the box on his left foot, drives that, or more likely dragged that one towards Michael Harrison as if it was dead meat on that occasion.
That was definitely a drag. Expected more from him there, Radico Wellington.
Tivoli with the majority of the possession so far in the second half. A nice movement to get away from Taylor. And the Tivoli, yeah, that's a... Yeah, it's a challenge that's eventually given. I thought it was an infringement. Daniel Parchment had a think about it and then
and a yellow card coming out as well.
Award the free kick to Tivoli's favor. Yeah, I thought he was trying to be a little bit coy there, but he knew exactly what he was doing, Shane Watson.
Yeah, not sure who received the yellow card in the end. He was looking to his assistant, was Daniel Parchment. The assistant didn't flag, and so he took matters into his own hands, Parchment, but showing the yellow card as well. I think it was a bit of dissent after the call. I guess it is to Watson.
Yeah, it is to Watson. So free kick to Tivoli Gardens. Lewis has picked himself up to deliver. And they have sent, what, 6 players inside the box? Maybe that's 7. Rachel Morgan just lurking on the edge there. So they have sent bodies forward. Just to confirm that Michael Harrison was the one who actually got the yellow card for dissent. Here's the free kick for Tivoli.
I know it wasn't the initial foul, it was something after that was said. And Harrison did run out of his box with something to say, and obviously Parchment didn't like it. Shane Watson maybe asking on his behalf if he really had to get the yellow card.
No, I think Shane Watson was asking about the foul.
Shane Watson.
Yeah, I've spoken about it in the last couple of weeks. Don't mention it again.
If he was named after the Australian cricketer.
6th corner kick for Tivoli Gardens. Lewis, again, it's a poor delivery. We don't expect that from him. Not at all. The free kick was poor, and that was even worse, the corner kick. Yeah, his standards are usually much, much higher. Here's Keena Simpson now to Morgan. Burton. Morgan winning the header, back to Burton. Trying to find Wellington, couldn't. And Chapelton, they put it into touch. Morgan. Well, Harrison was, or rather Nicholas Clark was clipped.
Tivoli haven't even looked likely to score, and to think they had put 3 past this Chapelton Maroons team in October.
Yep.
Keena Simpson, Diego McKenzie, and Anthony Nelson. Well, Nelson has already been substituted. Didn't have a good game at all.
And Diego McKenzie barely has had a start since the opening stages of the competition.
He was out injured, McKenzie.
Yep.
Keena Simpson is on the park, but yeah, he's been quiet as well.
A Chapelton Maroons plays down as, yeah, that's Keena Simpson.
2 goals on the season for him. There are quite a few players warming up now for the Chapelton Maroons. I would say almost the entire bench apart from the goalkeeper.
And with Kenelda Brown being injured, maybe it's a change that
Mark Lewis
may
is
happen
getting ready.
sooner rather than later.
That's Mark Lewis getting ready.
The boy from William Nib, which is incidentally the school of Usain Bolt, and Dwight Jeremiah.
We expected to see him in the starting lineup. A bit surprised that it was a late change to leave him out. 34 goals in 2 seasons at the schoolboy level for Mark Lewis. Must be said, Malik Stevens, who is playing in number 21 as well. He's from Trelawney. Malik Stevens, formerly played for Portmore United last season, but yeah, went to Mushet High initially, then transferred to Monroe, but came out of Holland FC with Dwight Jeremiah as well. Was coach down there. Malik Stevens, there he is in his number 21.
There's an appeal for a handball, you know. And Tivoli Gardens pleading with Daniel Parchment, who, well, simply ignores them. Can Chapelton pounce? Gale back over the left-hand side, getting Stevens involved. Stevens to the byline. Stevens still looking for some help, and Evans coming in there with a challenge. And another opportunity still. Evans. It's Taylor. It's wide of the mark. Well, they haven't scored a goal in 3 months. They were pretty close there.
3 months is a bit extreme. It's actually 2, Donald Oliver, but okay. Yeah, that was a handball. Maybe how close Alex Gale was the reason why Daniel Parchment didn't give it. There's Mark Lewis.
Yeah, he's on for Kenelda Brown now.
That's a bit of a surprise that they've decided to take out Brown. I thought they might have gone for Evans instead.
I think they...
Mark Lewis is an out-and-out striker. We have seen him play off the wide areas, but I think he's best in the striker position, the number 9 position.
Well, probably Brown couldn't continue based on the injury he just picked up.
He's been the best player we've seen so far for the Maroons up front, though.
Yep.
Brown.
Indeed. Well, almost going through there.
It's definitely obvious that Lewis is playing in the wide area. Here he is, Lewis. Known for his speed, it must be said, Mark Lewis.
Well, speaking of speed, Parchment really went quickly to his pocket there to show the yellow card to one.
Is it Edson Scott?
Yeah. And he's still going.
Robbie Scott, very good goalkeeper in his time. Former St. George's man, Robbie Scott, just didn't like the challenge. Not sure if it needed that kind of response, though.
And he's still going.
usually very protective of his goalkeepers, but this had nothing to do with a goalkeeper.
That is true. Mark Lewis asked to give chase, but he would run straight into Pennycook. Decided against that. Here is Stevens now. Malik Stevens. Stevens gets it back. And the Taylor miscontrols. There's a handle ball from Wellington. Yeah, indeed.
Not sure why Radico Wellington had a lot to say about the call, because it was quite obvious that he handled the ball. He still has an upset looking face. Sometimes the behavior of the coaching staff can rile up the players on and off the field. And
yeah, if it only rile them up to play better football, that'd be game.
Yeah.
Hey, here! Well done, sir.
I'm sure a lot of frustration in the Tivoli camp based on their last couple of results and the fact that they haven't been able to break down this Chapelton Maroons team who are at the foot of the table.
Wellington wins it. Trying to thread that one through. Oh, wonderful ball to Burton, who wanted a second touch, and they couldn't have been afforded at that time.
Yeah, good tackle in the end.
Taylor just managing to get away from Wellington. Tajay Brown, first time inside. Burton, Wellington.
Well done. Well done, sir. Well done, sir. Well done, sir.
Medical staff is needed. Just getting the wind knocked out of him there.
And then inadvertent hit to the head as well. You'd think Tivoli, should be the more confident team based on their position, an opportunity to go 8th in the table here, a very good January where they had 3 wins in a row, that they would be the team to force the issue as Radico Wellington is going to be substituted. But
Daniel Watson replaces him.
yeah, but they just really haven't had that kind of energy. No impetus in their play. They were very flat coming out of the half, and Chapelton Maroons actually looked like the team who were more interested in getting a result. And that's the part that has been disappointing, I'm sure, for the management staff, and frustrating. There's still a shake of the head from Esa Scott, Jermaine Johnson beside him, and they would be very frustrated at that they just haven't created many opportunities in the game, and they haven't used the ball well. They haven't used the wide areas. They haven't injected any pace into the game. And quite frankly, if this was a boxing match, it would probably be pretty even, and maybe even the Chapelton Maroons might get the edge based on their second half performance. Yeah.
Although I haven't seen Nicholas Clark, the Tivoli custodian, involved much, so it's been that kind of half, to be fair.
So it's been on potential without the final product.
And they have looked good in spurts, Chapelton. It's just a finish that has been awful. Ball coming inside. Not the most convincing clearance. And Evans couldn't quite control up front. Taylor on it. Gets another corner kick for his team.
Still not a big fan of what they've done with Mark Lewis. There you see him here in the number 13. He almost looks like he's not sure where he is or what he's doing. He's been asked to play in this wide area where he has to do a lot of tracking. And I don't think that's where he should be utilized. I actually think he would be better served in a goal-scoring position, in that central attacking role. But the Oliveira and the management team have other ideas, and I don't think it's working for them. I haven't seen him on the ball. He hasn't been able to affect the game in any way. Affect the game.
Fourth corner kick for Chapelton. And that's a handball, was it? But he was really close. Here's Lewis. Lewis.
That's what
cleared.
I'm talking about.
That was ominous for Tivoli Gardens back line.
Yeah, he's so good in the box, Lewis.
Lewis sends this one across. And Chapelton looking to win it back in the attacking third. And Tivoli Gardens can come away with it. Gale getting a foot in there. I mean, coaches tend to have their own ideas, especially when they're...
He would be getting to know the players as well, because you wouldn't have known them from before. He hasn't had much time either, just a couple of weeks.
But surely he would have known Lewis's best attributes.
You would hope. Well, based on statistics, his best attributes are scoring goals.
And I guess...
from central positions as well.
Okay, well, there you go. Lewis winning that one well. Cutting inside too. Lovely challenge coming in from Pennycook. He has a hard task to get by one of the best defenders in the Jamaica Premier League.
Yeah.
Rickett ran out of ideas there and eventually lost possession. And almost committing the infringement there. Referee saying play on. That's a poor ball out wide. I think Evans is down for Chapelton Maroons now. We haven't called his name a lot.
Still thought they might have gone for David Reed. I'm still a bit surprised I haven't seen him. I think he would be a good switch for let us say, Alex Gale. Alex Gale, who has played on that right-hand side and that left.
Yeah, as we take a look at the Sportsman's App moment here, and the chance for Alex Gale. And Gale was trying to get on the end of that one. I don't think he managed to get a touch on it. To be fair, bounced over his leg, and his coach couldn't believe the missed opportunity there. That's Sportsman's App moment, which pretty much sums up the type of game that we've witnessed this evening. A game of missed opportunities.
This is also Aaron Elliott, who spent some time at Portmore. Then earlier this season he was at, was it Tumble Holding Aaron Elliott had gone to, or was it Arnett Gardens?
Well, a change is going to be made now, and it is...
It is Elliott who is actually
Elliott who's coming on, yeah.
Aaron Elliott.
And he has come on for Evans, which is not entirely surprising. But he's just 18 years old, Evans, and he'll have more opportunities in the Jamaica Premier League, I'm sure. Oh, Clark, like he does this every day. Lovely play out from the back from Tivoli Gardens. Can they stride forward now? Simpson on it. Manages to keep it from Tajay Brown. That's a wonderful ball inside, you know, still an opportunity. It's eventually put behind for a corner kick.
It was actually Cavalier that Aaron Elliott was coming from. So he went from Portmore to Cavalier. Scored 2 goals last season. There's McCain, who is out injured. Trevon McCain from Tivoli Gardens. Big miss for them. He'd really been growing into his role at Tivoli, and Jeremy Johnson saying a lot of good things about him. And in that 3-game winning streak, McCain was a big part of that. And yeah, a bit unfortunate for him right now, but he's here supporting the team, of course.
Gale winning the header. Touches this one inside to Elliott. Wide of the mark.
Yeah, Elliott, a very versatile player. As I said, scored twice last season for Portmore. Not on the score sheet for Cavalier this year, and now coming over to Chapelton. Probably looking for more game time. And as I said, was been used in a central midfield role, has been used as a striker or second striker. It's a useful player.
Well, here's Stevens again, looking for some support. It's gone out wide. The keeper is off his line and had enough speed there, Nicholas Clark. And enough was what was needed on that occasion. Game looking as if it's stretched a little now. Well, here's an opportunity. Lewis touches it inside to Burton, back to Lewis. Lewis on the turn. An opportunity. The shot deflected. Chapelton, they were back there in numbers, including Stevens. Elliott looking for additional support. Brown making that run. The flag is up for offside against Tajay Brown, who I suspect wanted that one a little bit earlier. Does well to win this back though. Play continues. It's Elliott. The keeper is off his line, and well, what's happening here? Well, we're trying to figure out exactly what happened here.
I think Daniel Parchment just upset with the words coming from the bench. Again, it said to Scott, who was very vocal. I think his question to him was, do you want to stay here? That's what I thought he was saying to him. In other words, keep your mouth shut.
Gale on it, stabs it forward. An opportunity here for Elliott! It has finally come! And they embrace the opportunity and the ecstasy that comes with a rear goal. A wonderful finish in the end for Aaron Elliott, opening his account this season with a beautiful finish. And Chapelton with a rear goal, with a precious goal, with a much needed goal. The lead over Tivoli Gardens.
And Alex Gale with his first assist of the season as well. Lovely pass it was. And Elliott, fresh off the bench, fresh from a transfer from Cavalier, and making the most of it. As I said, very versatile player, Elliott. We saw that in his days at Portmore United. And a good finish with the left foot. What a goal for Chapelton Maroons. Their first goal of 2023. Yeah, Tivoli been stunned. Well, they're quiet now.
Still have some time in this one, but relief for Chapelton Maroons. Could that have been the winner for Clovis De Oliveira and his team? Elliott, the man of the moment. One of the grounds that he's used to playing as well, the former Jamaica College man. Here's the corner kick for Tivoli Gardens, whipped in, and it's headed over the top.
Even though they're at the foot of the table, it would be the third victory for Chapelton this season. Did have a 1-0 win over Waterhouse and a 1-0 victory over Malines United, 21st of November and the 21st of December.
Yeah, for those of you out there who are trying to work out the maths, remember, if you are not aware, we can inform you that they were deducted 6 points after they missed a game with Mount Pleasant earlier in the season. This one sent inside the area looking for Alex Gale. Gale on the turn. And it's wide of the mark. Yeah, so they were deducted 6 points.
For not fielding a
for
team.
not fielding a team against Mount Pleasant. And of course, they would have lost that game in the boardroom as well by 3-0. So that's how they have ended at the foot of the table. Here's Elliott again. And I think after this game, Clovis Deira knows his team better.
Tivoli coming off a...
Well, here is Mark Lewis trying to get by Pennycook.
He just doesn't have the pace for that, Lewis. Just not very quick at all. Comes from a school that was blessed with the fastest man in the world, on the planet. But
it's not quite DNA transfer,
exactly.
Is it? You can't go to the high school and not be fast, Chris Taylor.
Yeah, clearly.
Just like we can go to Arden and not be a Don. Or a spelling bee champion. Or an artiste. We don't have any national heroes, do we? No. Okay, all right. Burton picks it up. Trying to run away from trouble here. Lewis. Now here's the ball inside. A hopeful attempt. Looking for Simpson. Simpson and Tajay Brown in a royal battle here with Brown. Coming out on top. Putting that one into touch. It's a long throw inside the box.
Look at the ball. No foul. Yeah.
Gale has had a really good game. Well, a decent game for the Chapelton Maroons. Probably in line for me to be the player of the game, having also provided the assist for the crucial moment. But maybe Chris Taylor has others in mind. But he has been a workhorse at the very least in this game for Chapelton.
Yeah, that's been the only good moment for me with Gale.
That's harsh.
But I do think the switch of position has been a bit better for him. Coming off the right-hand side. He's actually gone back onto the left now.
Well, Clark eventually gets there. So what are the other options you feel for Chapelton? Yeah, go down the long list. We're waiting. Here's Morgan trying to play that one through and does successfully. Simpson kept that one in play but couldn't supply a pass inside. Brown with the easy clearance. Tivoli will just come back though through Burton. Burton's delicate chip didn't go anywhere of note. He'll try again. There's Burton.
ball when the ball goes in here.
Burton again.
In front, in front.
Can't keep that one in.
Christian has also done pretty well, the captain, in that centre-back role, and they are heading towards a clean sheet, it must be said.
Okay, that
could also be the man who's just made the difference, the super sub, coming off the bench and getting that goal. It's not been a game of high quality by any means, Donald Oliver.
You're just looking for excuses now.
I just don't think it's Gale.
Oh, that's been kept in play, you know. A chance for Tivoli. Another opportunity here. Chapelton just managing to clear. This is Morris. I was looking for the give and go. It wasn't going. And Chapelton with the clearance. Oh, that's a ball across field to Mark Lewis. The keeper is off his line. Lewis with an empty goal. Can he finish? Oh, it's wide.
Oh, wow.
That could have sealed it. That really could have sealed it for the Chapelton Maroons.
That should have been a second goal. Lovely vision by Aaron Elliott. Well, we missed the pass there. Good skill by Lewis. Got that wrong. Just got that wrong, Lewis. I think he was aware that the two Tivoli defenders were coming to block the near post.
Here is Tivoli Gardens looking for the equalizer. Ball delivered inside. So 5 minutes of stoppages to be played. We're already 20% in. And Christian is about to make his pronouncement as to who he thinks should be the player of the game. And it looks as if he's on the verge of overruling me. And I'd give him that privilege for today. In the meantime, Tivoli Gardens looking for the equalizer still. Do they have the quality to get it? There's the ball inside, punched away by Harrison.
Yeah, right now it comes down to two players for me, the captain, Christian, and the game changer, super sub in Elliott.
Tivoli, again, it's come across. An opportunity here, he's looking for an additional yard of space. It's Simpson, it's blocked. Tivoli desperate for that equalizer. Ball played inside, headed behind. It's a corner kick, another one to Tivoli Gardens.
There's a captain, Christian. Has a good game. He's organized his back line for the most part. And it seems like they'll be heading to a rear clean sheet.
Chapelton to make another change. Tremaine Williamson is coming on. And he's coming on for Stevens. Yeah, Malik Stevens. So there's delivery inside, and they'll have another chance for a delivery here. Simpson sends this one inside. It was a poor cross, easily handled by Chapelton Maroons. That could have gone anywhere.
What a clearance that was.
Burton. Simpson. Simpson, just two players inside the box for Tivoli Gardens. But still Chapelton finding it difficult to get out of their own penalty area, and now maybe they can come away with it with Taylor sending it out wide. Ball played inside, the flag stays down to keep off his line. Elliott with a chip, that's the second goal. There's the confirmation, there's the man of the match. Aaron Elliott off the bench with 2 goals, the difference maker. And they double their advantage. They get 3 points. Chapelton with a critical win over Tivoli Gardens.
Well, that second goal tipping him over for the man of the match award for sure over his skipper Christian, and probably should have had an assist as well with that brilliant pass in which he found Mark Lewis. But yeah, great finish by Aaron Elliott, who equals his tally for all of last season of 2 goals when he was at Portmore United, was at Cavalier earlier this season, and what a super sub performance that is.
Indeed. And that is the end of the game. Chapelton with a rear win. Chapelton with ecstasy. They will celebrate this one. Still at the foot of the table, but they will say in their minds that they are moving. Aaron Elliott, the man of the moment, with 2 goals off the bench. Working magic, but really and truly he was just efficient, turning the game on its head. And Chapelton with a critical win, 2-0 over Tivoli Gardens. As we take a look at the full-time highlights here, Tivoli Gardens had quite a few chances in the first half. Alton Lewis with a hit there that was straight to Mikhail Harrison. And then another opportunity here for Tivoli Gardens. And this one was driven wide of the mark. Alex Gale was instrumental in the first half. Placed that one on a platter for the St. Lucia Evans. And Evans couldn't keep that one down. Wellington's effort, again, hitting that one straight to Mikhail Harrison. And then the free kick from Wellington, just over the crossbar. And this was set up on a platter for Alex Gale. But just bounced over his leg. And then the ball played inside, looking for Wellington. Wellington missing another opportunity there. Probably should have headed it back where it was coming from. And then an opportunity for Malik Stevens. There was a shout for a penalty. The challenge came in after the shot was taken. Stevens then sending this one inside. And then there was an appeal for a handball against Pennycook. And this is Lewis coming on as a sub. That was going goalwards, but it was blazed away by Tivoli. Gale had a much better second half, providing the assist to Aaron Elliott off the bench. Coming on pretty late in this one, scoring in the 83rd minute. Opening his account this season. That was a good finish. It was a wonderful run, first of all, and then a beautiful finish. And the coaching staff relieved, at least once it was. And then Elliott did well to find Mark Lewis, but Lewis wasn't composed enough to put this game beyond doubt into the side netting. But who was composed? Elliott. The keeper was off his line, and it's a wonderful chip, you know. Beautifully done. So composed with that one, and he knew it was going in. And then the celebration. Calm and cool. He was brilliant tonight, Aaron Elliott. Chapelton Maroons with 19 shots, 5 of which were on target. Tivoli Gardens 16, 5 of which were on target as well. Chapelton came to play and it was a physical encounter, them committing 14 fouls, and they had 4 yellow cards to show as well. You can tell Tivoli Gardens with 9 corner kicks, 5 more than Chapelton Maroons, and Tivoli Gardens with the majority of the possession at 52%.
Aaron, some will be calling you the super sub for today. 2 goals off the bench. How does it feel to bring the first victory for the Chapelton Maroons this year?
Well, it's a wonderful feeling to know that we were well in need of this victory, and to know that I came on as a sub and did the job for the team. It's an overwhelming feeling.
Of course, you're here on loan. Earlier this season, you were with Cavalier and playing more in the midfield. But how much do you enjoy playing up front in that striker position?
Well, the transition it's pretty simple, because I'm a natural striker, and the transition is good. It's a nice
and you
transition.
know these grounds very well, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Seeing that I'm a past JC student.
And how are you enjoying the role under Clovis Deira as a new coach?
Yeah, it's pretty exciting, because Coach Clovis, Brazilian coach, brings us as family, and he teaches us that family is important to work together as a team, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, Aaron, good. Enjoy your 2 goals today. All the best, and congratulations on the victory.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Aaron Elliott, our man of the match with a brace, his first 2 goals of the season, and bringing the Chapelton Maroons a victory with 3 points. Disappointing moments here for the Tivoli coaching staff. Coach, talk to me about the performance. I know for quite a while, especially in the second half, your team seemed very aggravated on the bench.
I think what happened is that we have a poor game, but I think we make the referee get the better of us. Instead of we playing the game, we start to play about the referee, and that's in modern football. You have to play, because if you score the goal, the referee cannot take it out. So once we're scoring goal, the referee could not look at the referee, and I think that was a simple energy.
And in the first, you had created quite a few opportunities in the first half, which you didn't take. But in the second half, Tivoli seemed a bit flat, especially out of the blocks.
Well, I think first half I talked to them that we have a bad game, and second half we know when at the first we played 2 bad half of match, so we have to just look into that and see what we can fix now.
Using 2 midfielders as strikers, Radika Wellington and Akil Wright, we're used to seeing them in deepest positions. How do you feel about their performance playing in the striker role, in the forward roles? It's been working. We just don't get from it today, so we just have to. We just have to look where we made a mistake, and just fix what we're supposed to be fixed. All right, coach. All the best for the weeks to come.
Thank you.
Tivoli coaching staff there, a bit unhappy with the performance. Clovis Deira will now join me. His first victory as head coach of the Chapelton Maroons. Clovis, how does it feel to finally get over the line with 3 points?
Yeah, it's very good, of course. Winning always is great for whole aspect. Encourage the player, give you confidence all the group, and you got 3 points. As I told before the game, it's going to be very, very hard, but we're not going to give up. Group, our staff, our player, we're going to work as hard as possible, try to keep Chapelton in the Premier.
And not only did you get the victory with 3 points and scoring 2 goals, but you kept a clean sheet, which shows a level of discipline from the team.
Yeah, that's the most I introduced when we came here. Myself and Professor Gabriel as my assistant, that's what we're trying to do it. And it's great to see the group of the player happy, celebrate, but football, not surprise. Win the game, a wonderful victory. They didn't have a clear chance, as we had a few of them. That's making us a lot of confidence. But what I'm going to tell him, celebrate today, good dinner, but tomorrow start our work hard again.
All right, keep up the good work, Clovis. We look forward to seeing you in the weeks to come. All the best.
Thank you very much. I just would like to leave a message for Jamaican fans, mainly for Chapelton Maroons supporter. We need you to come together with us. It's very important for the team.
All the best.
Thank you.
Yep, the message sent, and maybe it will be received by the fans who will be cheering this victory. Chapelton Maroons over Tivoli Gardens, 2-0 the final score. They are still at the foot of the table, but in their minds, they are moving up.